welcome back. While I'm checking out this gnarly hunk of cherry here, trying to figure out how the heck I should cut it up, I'd like to take a minute to thank each and every one of you guys who have subscribed and watched my videos and shared them and commented. I'm just kind of blown away. My channel is really starting to take off and I'm totally geeked about it, so thank you to everyone. If you haven't already subscribed, you're definitely going to want to clicky on that little logo in the bottom right corner of your screen. That will make sure that you are a subscriber, and then you will also be eligible to win the giveaway, which is the Hey, I made it to 1,000 subscribers giveaway. Stick around to the end of the video, and I'll tell you guys what you need to know to win this super one-of-a-kind travel mug. I really thought that the Burl pattern on my last video of the oak and resin bowl was pretty amazing, but this cherry burl is something I've never seen before. It's almost bird's eye. I don't know if bird's eye is a thing on woods other than maple, but man, this is just really something. Boy, is my hair gray. Rats. So this piece of wood is a pretty small trunk with burl grown all the way around it as far as I can tell. So here I've marked what I could find as being pith of sorts on each side, and my plan is just to cut around either side of that. I don't really anticipate it being much of an issue on this piece, but I have to cut it in half somewhere, so I may as well do it there. So I took that piece to the bandsaw and sort of made a blank. I had some issues with my bandsaw. One of my guide bearings came off in the middle, so you can see that I had some problems. But it's mountable. I can get it on the lathe and make it round from here. So I really have to do a shop maintenance day. I need to do some things to the lathe. I need to work on the bandsaw. I need to clean the joint up. There were a few cracks in the blank. I didn't really think that they were going to be an issue, but I went ahead and put some thin CA glue in them in any case. So this is a Wood River stainless steel 16-ounce travel mug kit. I think I got it from Woodcraft. I made a mistake and read the instructions. I read them several times, and I'm not exactly sure why they wanted you to do it the way that they wanted you to do it, but I followed the instructions mostly. So the instructions say that you want the blank to be at least 8 inches long. So I made sure that the blank was at least 8 inches long. There I'm just making sure that the end of the mug is nice and flat. The instructions wanted you to have the hole hollowed at least like 7.5 inches. I have since ordered a Forstner bit extension because this was painful and I cut most of this out. I had to do a little bit with the small Forstner bit and then go back with a bigger Forstner bit and then go a little deeper with the small Forstner bit and then come back with the big Forstner bit. And then I had to do the biggest Forstner bit so that I could get the drill chuck there inside, and I still couldn't get as deep as I needed to go. So next time I have to drill a deep hole, I'm going to have an extension that will get the Forstner bit further down into the workpiece without having to make clearance for the body of the drill chuck. So there I marked the diameter of the lip of the stainless steel insert. And I had a heck of a time hollowing this out. A bunch of you guys have told me from my last video that you can sharpen carbide cutters, and I actually do have some diamond stones, so I'm going to give that a whirl, and hopefully that's going to help part of my hollowing issue. The other problem that I had, aside from a dull carbide cutter, is that this wood was so hard in places. I'm assuming it's just because the grain is so crazy, but I really struggled with getting it hollowed out. There I just marked where the taper on the insert changes. And I put some duct tape around it since there were some cracks, and I wanted to make sure that it didn't explode on me. Now, I can't tell you how much footage I cut. Well, I can tell you how much footage I cut. I literally spent, I think, 6 hours hollowing this thing out because I just kept sneaking up on it, you know? Take a little tiny bit out. Nope, not enough. Little tiny bit out. Nope, not enough. Because I knew if I got too big, then I had to start all over and the whole thing was ruined. So I took the tiniest baby steps. It was just ridiculous. The lip of the stainless steel insert fits down over the top of the wooden part. So I had to measure for how deep it needed to go. And there I just marked the diameter of the insert so that I could sort of round the top of the wood over to meet it. I mixed up some 5-minute epoxy with some copper powder and filled in the cracks and some of the smaller holes. I was kind of torn between using turquoise powder or the copper, and I decided that the grain on this piece was just so incredible I didn't want to take away from it with a contrasting fill, so I did something that really blended in to the point that you really can hardly even see it. I sanded a lot. So the instructions had you hollow out the base at least 7 inches, which is longer than the insert. And then it said you part it off and you'll likely have a hollow tube. And then you make a plug to fit it. And I didn't understand why on earth you would want to do that unless they're figuring that you are using a branch with a pith. I couldn't figure out why you would want to do that, but I didn't want to do that, so I ended up having to make the overall length of the piece a little bit taller than it really needed to be in order to clear the hole so that I didn't have to cut some sort of a plug, and then I don't know, that just didn't make any sense to me. So I put on a coat of shellac, and then this is the tried and true original wood finish. I put on the coat of that, I let it set for about an hour, and then went back and rubbed off all of the excess so that the cloth comes out dry. You let it sit for 24 hours, and then come back and buff it with 4/0 steel wool. And I did 2 coats of this. I made a polishing paste, except that I didn't do the ratio quite right. I used mineral oil, beeswax, and some carnauba wax, and it's too hard. It's very much like a piece of wax, and I really wanted it to be more of a paste. So I'm gonna have to remelt that and add some more mineral oil. It ended up working okay, but it didn't go on like I wanted it to. You can see how much too long the piece is, but I have to go down there pretty far in order to not have a hole in the bottom of it. And I tapered the bottom just enough to where I hope that it's going to fit in a car cup holder, but not so much that it's tippy. That little crack came through the bottom, so I added the CA glue and some copper mica powder. There was a lot of torn grain on there, so I stuck it back on the lathe and made a real light push cut across the bottom to make it just a little bit concave, and also just to clean up that torn grain. Some 5-minute epoxy up inside the rim. Okay, so there it is. 16-ounce stainless steel travel mug, Crazy Cherry Burl. Here's what you need to do to win it. You need to be a subscriber. You need to leave me a comment on this video. Next Saturday, I'll pick a random comment from all of them, and I will announce the winner in the beginning of the next video that I do. So again, a huge thanks to everybody. I really appreciate the support. And keep the comments coming. I really love to hear what you guys are thinking. Until next time, y'all stay safe out there.